Hello, you're listening to KRUI 89.7, your sound alternative. And right now we're going to start a little interview over here with Sean Reed of Wet Hair and then Alex Zhang of Dirty Beaches. And then, I'm sorry, I never got your name, actually. Okay, great. If you could maybe speak to the mic a little closer, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we could pass them around.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. Cool. And you guys are kind of taking part in a pretty new element of the festival this year. You're doing a residency, a collaboration, right?
Yeah. We're recording together at Flat Black Studios all day tomorrow.
Cool.
And these guys have been here a couple days, so we've just been rehearsing at my house, like the Wet Hair Studio, like practice space, yesterday and today, just working on songs with the three of us plus the other two members of Wet Hair. So
cool. And you guys are also playing a show together tonight. Together, but just in the sense.
Yeah,
that
we're
you're
not
on the same
collaborating
bill.
tonight, but we're both playing at Gabe's with the Savage Young Taterbug is opening, and then Wet Hair's playing, Dirty Beaches is playing, and then the War on Drugs. Yeah, and then
Cool.
but actually on Sunday at the Record Collector at 1:30 in the afternoon, we're going to do a collaborative set.
Right. Yeah.
That will be maybe representational towards the recording, or might just be a ridiculous like psychedelic jam or whatever.
Either way, they would be really cool,
Yeah.
though, right? And also, though, sorry, there's for the listening public or whatever, there's a band loading in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys also have a bit of a deeper connection. Sean, that is, you released Alex's first Dirty Beaches tape, I think, on Night People Records, right?
Yeah, we did a couple tapes together, starting do you know how long ago it was?
I think it was back in 2008 or 9? 2009 maybe? Yeah.
Cool.
And then we recently did a split LP, Alex did a split LP as Dirty Beaches on Night People with our mutual friend Ella Orleans.
Nice.
And that was an LP, so. And there's plans, Night People will probably release this collaborative recording we're doing, and we might do a reissue of some Dirty Beaches stuff from the earlier tapes. So
Cool. Nice. So how do you guys meet up, though? Do you guys meet up on tour at some point, or?
No, I think when I was doing CDR releases in Montreal and basically playing to an audience of 5 most of the time. And then came Sean, and he sent me an email. It was just like, hey, dude, I really like your stuff. We should meet up. I'm playing a show in Montreal, and then we met up. And
Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
I think originally maybe I heard Alex in Dirty Beaches. I don't know if someone maybe turned me onto it. So I have a lot of friends that do labels and play music, and I know other bands in Montreal, even other bands like Shove has been in, I've known about or seen live or played with in Montreal. And so I know a few people in Montreal, but somehow I got turned on to it and, was listening to it on Dirty Beaches online. And I guess one thing that attracted me to it was the sense of loner isolation in the music. And also that for me, it related a lot to some Asian cinema that I'm really into, specifically Wong Kar-wai movies and Simon Liang and those dudes. And it was cool because Alex is really into that stuff too. So
Nice.
it was weird how all my ideas about Dirty Beaches
observation
were sort of true,
That's cool, though, and that's funny, though, that's what you got out of music, because maybe it's annoying you, actually. I could imagine it would be. Everyone's kind of keying you into this David Lynchian Twin Peaks movement kind of.
Yeah.
What is that also is it justified, or is it annoying? Or?
I think it's just lazy journalism. I think people just read something and then they just cut and paste what other people think.
Totally.
I think the best example is the show we played in Norway when Scandinavian Airlines lost our equipment, and there was an accident with a plane engine caught on fire. So they were saying there's no way you can get your equipment back today. I'm sorry, but you'll get it back tomorrow. So we played an improvised set with borrowed equipment. The person reviewed our show wasn't even at the show.
Oh no.
And just it was they made like a huge drama out of nothing, basically saying like Dirty Beach's meltdown in Norway, like disaster show or something. But we have the sound guy recorded the whole show, and on the show you can hear how people were really into it and just like supporting us, saying like, wow, it's cool, you guys can still play improvised music even though you lost all your equipment.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And but the review was the complete opposite of that,
I see.
by someone who wasn't even at the show. So I don't know, it says a lot about today's journalism, I think.
Yeah. Cause like I saw something like last month, like Spin magazine, that was just like, isn't it crazy that this is kind of like that one song in Twin Peaks that they play every once in a while? And yeah, so it's, no, I'm happy that you said that, and I
just think it's funny. Like people get really caught up with certain ideas about who you're supposed to be, and things just get carried away, I think.
Totally.
Like there's all, especially in Europe press, there's like they think I'm Cherokee, Mexican, Chinaman, like this, I don't know, ambiguous ethnic group.
Right. So I guess, I'm sorry, not to like kind of go back to a previous point of the conversation, but how long have you been making music? Because you've only like popped up on my radar, and not that I'm like, getting deep into stuff, but how long have you been making music, either as Dirty Beaches or as in general?
In general, I've been playing music since 1999.
Nice.
And then playing numerous bands when I was growing up in Hawaii, and then Dirty Beaches didn't start until 2005 when I first moved back to Canada in Montreal.
I guess, what are the earlier sound, like did you have the same sound in those first 6 years, or were you chasing after something similar maybe? Or?
I think aesthetically it changes, but the content kind of always stayed the same. It's always about this person that's in exile with, displacement or with no home to go back to.
Wow.
That's the core of it, I think. Every record, I'm just making the same record. But the aesthetics and the sounds change.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we actually had, we just heard one of my favorite tracks off of Badlands, True Blue. And I think maybe right now, though, we're going to switch over to a Wet Hair track and then give ourselves a chance to breathe, not talk as much. But this is Echo Lady, and keep listening to KRUI. Thanks, guys, for coming in and helping out. All right, you're listening to KRUI 89.7, your sound alternative, and we have two of my favorite current artists making music, Sean Reed from Wet Hair and Alex Zhang of Dirty Beaches here. And they're going to be playing tonight at Gabe's. It's a relatively late show. I think it starts at 9 or 10 or something.
Yeah, I think it starts at 10. It was designed to be
Where
the
you
late
end up.
show for tonight,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of shows going on for Mission Creek, so it's kind of like the later show. It's like a 10 to 2 kind of thing.
Totally. And
And a bar closed sort of gig.
Definitely. And it'll be with the Savage Young Taterbug, or Young Savage. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah,
what
the
is.
Savage Young Taterbug.
Cool. And then Wet Hair, Dirty Beaches, and The War on Drugs.
Yep.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's like a $10 or $12 show. And it hasn't sold out, so there you go. If you wanted to go to Will Whitmore, and that's at the Blue Moose, But yeah, we were kind of talking just now about lazy journalism and David Lynchian comparisons, and Dirty Beaches and all that. But maybe we could talk about the new Wet Hair release. It's kind of coming out in June.
Yeah.
Which we try to queue up a track for, but
Yeah, we recently recorded a new album with Luke Tweedy at Flat Black Studios here in Iowa City, and we did a tour of Australia in September, and have done some touring in the U.S. here in the last couple months, to South by Southwest and another tour before that. So been pretty busy lately working on that stuff. And yeah, we're getting ready to do this new record, and it comes out, in late May, early June.
Cool. And is it gonna? I mean, we just listened to Echo Lady off of your last album, which was kind of more poppy.
Yeah, I think this record goes even further in that direction.
Nice.
Probably. It's even more like a little bit more like a straight rock record for pop rock record for Wet Hair. There's still all the synthesizers and the esoteric qualities that we've always had, but it's a little more like our take on more melodic music
Cool.
or melody-driven, like sort of vocals and stuff.
Right. Well, I don't want to take a lot of your time up, and I think I mean, we kind of started late, but I kind of wanted it over by 5. I know you guys are very, very busy, but if you could answer me one last question. This collaboration,
Yeah.
what can we maybe expect? What are you guys trying to get at here,
Well,
if anything at all?
these guys rode the bus from Montreal, the Greyhound from Montreal, so that's kind of, if you've ever ridden the Greyhound at all, that's an intense trip.
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
unreal.
far away, you know. And the Greyhound is its own sort of like universe, mobile universe. And so when they got here, you know, they were a little bit phased, and we just like chilled the first night, and then the next day, the 3 of us plus Ryan and Justin from Wet Hair just got together in the Wet Hair practice space and just like we tossed around some ideas, and then we just started working on stuff. And I guess the process has been just like we set up the 4-track and just like recorded as we sort of like improvised, and
Like
then
little
listened to
can thing
that
going
and just
here.
kept distilling it down. It's sort of it'll have an improvisational element to it for sure, and we're gonna do some stuff that's just like purely studio created, but we have like 2 songs we were sort of working on, and I don't know if you guys want to try to describe them.
No.
One was like just like a really kind of crazy like psychedelic sort of jam. It sort of sounds like long lost Japanese psych or something. It has like a really weirdo quality to it. And then the other one was more of a real intersection, I feel like, between like Dirty Beaches and Wet Hair in terms of like the kind of aesthetics we both bring to the table. And it's like that song is more like almost like split up, like I sing on half of it and then Alex sings on the other half. So I don't know. It's just going to be what it is, I guess.
Yeah,
Just going to go in there, and studio's an interesting place. Like, you can, the sky's the limit, sort of, for what you can do if you have the time to do it. And we're just going to spend all day tomorrow and hash it out and try different things.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
thanks
You
for
guys are
having
going to be
us.
playing at Gabe's tonight at about 10 o'clock with Savage Young Taterbug, Wet Hair, Dirty Beaches, War on Drugs. Great way to end your Friday night.
Yeah.
Or maybe a really weird way, actually, but either way.
I don't think it'll be that weird. It'll be fun.
And we're going to keep playing some music. I think we're going to throw it over to the main studio now, but we're going to still be in PS1 for the rest of the evening. So keep listening to KRUI, Iowa City.